This might be out of left field, but that video of the parent brushing her hair. My mom used to comb my hair when I had an afro when I was little, and also my dad used to comb my hair when I was little. And those little things right there are so important. Make sure to not only tell your kids go in there and clean up your room, make sure to do little things like comb your kids' hair, male or female, touch them, do something, hug them, kiss them, pick them up, touch your kids in a loving way. Like, don't just be yelling at your kids. I'm telling you, it's important.
Mr. Lego, nah, you do not have to cap for this panel, bro. We know damn well you ain't never had no afro. They was rubbing the turtle wax on your head, man, but they wasn't combing no damn afro. Bro, they was buffing and shining.
I have good ass hair. They used to call me Cuban. I really had my hair was really curly.
How long did you not have it though? Like how long
I've had a bald head for years due to the fact that my hair was so curly. Like it was annoying to me. So you know how when you're a kid and something is good, but since it's not like everybody else, you think it's bad. So I didn't like it. So I had a box and it just didn't sit right when I was a kid because my hair was so curly. So I always hated my hair. So I couldn't wait to get a low cut and then
nobody ever
cutting all off.
Said nobody ever.
A lie detector test determined.
A lie
detector test determined that was a lie.
Lie his ass off. I hated my curly hair, therefore I cut it off. Nigga, please.
Yeah, it wasn't super curly, but it was just annoying. It didn't operate right. I didn't like it. So.
What did he say? New year, new me. Cut it
and
off.
it's like perfectly like bald. That's why I'm like you sure it's like not loss of hair follicles?
No, I shave my hair in the shower every morning.
You shaved it on purpose like that, and then you shape it out like that, and then you shine it up like that.
What?
You cut it on purposely.
Once I realized sitting in a barbershop,
put them on a big screen real quick.
Look, sitting in a barbershop.
I did it intentionally. I mean,
sitting in a
barbershop
versus shaving my head in the damn shower. I ain't never going back.
That man ain't never not man hair follicle going down that drain.
It's head chips. Somebody said you got alopecia. Let go. Look funny.
Go ahead,
yeah, follicle going down that drain. He ain't shaving nothing in the shower.
Oh man, y'all are bad. Y'all are real bad.
But yeah, I actually hated my hair.
Go ahead, Trev.
So I think it all started out from at least what I've learned, that the very first extremely selfish generation was the baby boomers, right? Or at least that's what I've researched, right? They said that they were very selfish, and we've seen the product of it in Gen X, right? Which is my generation, believe it or not. So us as parents, we did pretty poorly, right? Not me personally, of course, but, just in general, Generation X, we did not really do what we were supposed to do. We dropped the ball. We don't have that level of engagement that we used to have. And when I was watching the video, I thought that it was funny, but I think it's going to be a bigger fallout than what they've displayed, because we don't really know how to interact with each other. When I used to go to parties and stuff, I saw the fade where everybody used to dance. Those of us who are a little older, it was fun. People would interact with each other. But right now, when you go to a club, people are like all wallflowers. All the girls are sectioned off over here. All the guys are over here. Everybody's in their phone. People are just trying to post for the gram. They don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. And I think it starts out with the parents, because parents have now had to work so much for one. That hurt us a lot, because just for us trying to make ends meet, we don't have as much time to spend with our children. So we don't make the conscious effort to actually go out there, which you have to, right? Because we're There's so much that we're trying to do in a day. Everybody's schedule is packed, but we don't take that extra time to say, look, you know what? At least engage with your children. Sometimes it only takes maybe 2 hours a day, not engage at all. And it happens with a lot of us because we're too wrapped up in our own lives. And some of us, you know, that are parents, if you're a parent, then you're still in the game. So at that point, sometimes you just worry yourself now. You want to get your own life. Still, 30s, 40s, 50s sometimes, or worse. And you still out in the club. You still trying to get your rocks off. And it's really past your time. But you should be looking at your children. And a lot of us just don't take the time. And a lot of us are extremely selfish when it comes to that. And I think it's going to be bad because we don't have those human skills anymore. People just don't know about other people, right? We have so many problems with perspectives. That's why relationships are failing right now. We don't understand what you're saying. We can't communicate at all. That's why it's always, what are you talking about? What are you trying to say to me? Or people just get defensive. We have no empathy. There's always going to be a disconnect because we don't know how to interact with other humans. And it starts with the foundation of your parents. And that's what we're missing right now.
All right. Go ahead, Andrea. What are your thoughts about it, man?
Oh, real quick, JR, check your DM and so I can embarrass everybody up here. Check your DM real quick.
All right.
You got a man unit in that picture.
Right, he got the Steve Harvey going. Don't nobody believe you, Mr. Lego.
Go ahead, Andrea.
And put it on a big screen.
So I think that, well, obviously I'm not a parent, so, I mean, but I think that, I don't think the video was extremely bad. I can't necessarily agree with the whole followers thing or like the whole, like, Bitcoin thing to an extent, unless you're like really educated on Bitcoin and you know that it could be lucrative and you're just asking because you're genuinely interested. But yeah, the whole follower thing, I can't necessarily agree with. I don't think it's anything wrong though with asking, you know, your kids or whatever about their dating life when it comes to someone who's on social media. So being in that person's business, knowing what they talk about on their platforms, what type of energy they're giving out on their platforms. I think that there's nothing wrong with asking about that, but determining if whether they're dateable because of the amount of followers they have, I wouldn't agree with. I also don't see a problem with them having the discussion about how people prefer to be, you know, addressed as when it comes to pronouns. I honestly think that it's, to me, I think it's commendable upon society that we're being that progressive where we notice that it's actually okay to ask a person what they prefer to be called, because so often you may not know if this person identifies this way or not in the world. So, I mean, I think that that was an important conversation and an important thing to have understanding on, whether, you know, you're teaching your kids how to identify or you're choosing to allow them to identify for themselves. I think that is an important conversation to have with your kids in this society. So I like to see that part. But other than that, yeah, that's just my opinion about it. So